Hello, welcome to People of Power, episode 5, where I will be speaking to Aundrea Nyle. Aundrea is going to just follow on from her last episode and talk a little bit more about her music and her journey with love and just really understanding certain qualities of love, and a really inspirational show that's just going to hopefully help you to identify to certain aspects of the bigger picture of love and what trait do you identify to? So stay tuned. Hello, welcome to People of Power. As I said before, we was definitely going to have Aundrea come back because she's just got so much pearls of wisdom and insight. And every time I speak to her, it's like pow, pow, literally. And then I'll go away and just have just so many amazing opportunities as a result of speaking to this young lady who is phenomenal. So welcome, Aundrea.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks for having me again.
And there's, another show to come. But Today I just want to concentrate on something that God has downloaded to you in regards to love and hurt love. And I think just in talking to you about your track, I'm on a Comeback, like literally that song, I experienced having to really pick up my crown and come back.
Amen.
But it's something that you have to constantly go through. Yeah. So I'm just dealing with Comeback, right. And then you come with something new and just shake up my world again.
It's the downloads.
Just in a nutshell, just talk to me about like how you do music and what music produces in you and how you just started to get into this love hurt journey.
Well, basically, obviously I did come back, and that was a journey. It was a journey coming back from depression. It was a journey coming back from anxiety. It was a journey coming back from grief, and just a real journey. And I would say it was the catalyst, or one of the catalysts, that kind of propelled me to be where I am now. And it really took me on an absolute discovery, rediscovering myself and rediscovering myself as a godly woman, or a spiritual person, and all of that kind of stuff. And I guess music for me it's therapy. It's absolute therapy. And I think singing about love has been the most therapeutic thing for me. Comeback was my comeback to my first love.
Oh wow!
And I'm a firm believer.
Ooh, that's so nice! I love
that. I'm a firm believer of finishing what you start. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that right now.
We're not going to go there. Because I nearly didn't finish what I started with this podcast. And do you know what I love about you? Love actually challenges people to kind of refocus.
Yes.
But hold on a second. Yeah, but it's kind of like, when somebody really loves you when they speak the truth to you, when you're trying to self-sabotage your own destiny.
That's right. Right. But love will hurt sometimes. It can be a little bit painful at times, that tough love, but tough love is still love. And I think I've really taken the time to really evaluate myself and look inwards. I've turned that light inwards. I'm constantly looking at people and trying to help people and trying to fix people, but God was like, how about fixing yourself?
Can I just stop you on that as well?
Sure.
You talked about love and just your music and how you just express yourself, but love does create a certain kind of feeling, and you kind of just explained it in such a way in terms of, for you as somebody who just kind of reacts to music. Tell me how in your soul kind of.
There's a little bit of science involved. I think one of the things I discovered is that obviously we are 70-75% water.
Yeah.
And water resonates to frequency. And one of the things is when you speak certain words, your body resonates to that frequency. And when you say love, it resonates on one of the most powerful frequencies. Wow. And singing love, it takes it to a whole nother level. God is love. When I kind of really grasped who God was and who God is, in the concept of him being love, it made such an impact to me. And when I started to do my research and realize, you know what, when we say the word love, like I literally feel it. Like when people say horrible things, I feel it. Like my water resonates.
Right there.
Yeah.
And I think you described this really well in terms of like, like there's, you pick up certain feelings from people. So,
So we say vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick up certain vibes from people.
Right,
and
exactly.
The vibes are literally just tapping into someone's frequency. So like you can walk into a room and you can be like, I don't really have a good vibe about this person, or I get a really, we're in the room, we're all going, like you can get that vibe, like I don't have a good vibe, and you know me, I like to
but
talk
it's
about
true, right?
Yeah, you get that vibe.
Yeah.
And you know me, we've been on Iron Sharpens Iron. I know we haven't spoken about it yet, but
we're going to go on to that. Iron sharpen iron. Wow. Woo!
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Get sharp.
But when we've spoken about the brains, so you have your head brain, you have your heart brain, and your gut brain. And I guarantee you, everyone who's listening to this has had that gut feeling.
Yeah.
Has had, I got a gut feeling about this. And
Yeah.
you go with it, and it usually works out if you have a gut feeling.
That was something. Oh, sorry. I'm so glad that you said that. Because I remember having a business meeting, and I just come off one of your Zoom workshops. I call it workshops because it's just it just brings me to another level.
Yeah.
And it really empowered me to know sometimes I am double-minded because I'm not 100% in something.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing because, God says he can't even please a double-minded person.
Well, yeah, I mean, the word of God says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. And it's having that. And what does it mean to be double-minded? It's getting your head and your heart and your gut to agree. Like getting your head and your heart in alignment. That's singleness of mind. When he talks about singleness of mind, and you get that idea, I want to do this and I want to do that, and your head's saying, well, you can't do it because you don't have the money or you don't have the education, but your gut will say, look, we can do this.
Yeah.
And your heart will say, but we can do this, and then your head has to come in agreement. Once two agree, then the other one's just either got to fall in line.
We're definitely going to go back on that one. Maybe that's for our next episode.
All right, we will.
I want you to just share a little bit about how you started to kind of get downloads in regards to love and hurt loves. And I know for a fact, when I finished speaking to you, I was just like, oh, wow, I kind of know why I behave or why I've done certain things or why I've reacted in certain ways. So
had the aha moment.
I had the holy moly, I need to go and fix up my moly or whatever.
I was really talking to God, and God was really talking to me. Like literally, I was standing outside and God just started speaking to me about what my next steps was in regards to my career, in regards to my music, in regards to where I was at. Yeah. And God just said to me, Aundrea, you're in love. And at the time I was like, I'm a what? And he was like, you're in love. And I was like, I'm in love. I was like, well, what's a love? Well, at the time I didn't know what he was talking about, because it was literally, when I tell you it was a straight heaven download, it was crazy. And I was like, okay, God, because I talk to him like that. When I'm upset, I'll be like, I'm upset. And when I'm happy, I'm like, God, I love you so much. And, we have conversations.
And that's good. It's a relationship.
It really was having that relationship and that open channel to be able to really listen to God. Yeah. And when he said to me that I was a love, I was like, well, what is a love? And he was like, well, loves are people who are on assignment. We have an assignment to bring the love of God into this world and for people to experience love, to feel love. And love is the key. Love is the answer. I say it all the time. And before I even knew that I was a love, the word love is like a million times in my house. Yeah. I used to tell people, if you cut me open, you're going to find love. And I'm like, even if I cuss you out, it comes from a place of love. Yeah. And when I say that, like, I don't really, if I'm not really, I'm not going to give you that energy, but I just love, and I can't help loving. So when he said to me, you're a love, and I was like, well, what is a love? And it was like, well, a love, he started giving me the traits. What does a love look like? How they act? And this has come over time. I've been learning and really speaking to God, like, what is a love and how do loves operate? And
so what are the traits
Okay.
Sorry, I kind of jumped in
No,
because
that's all right. That's
because
all right.
when you started explaining about some of the traits, there's a lot of people that can identify to those traits.
Yeah.
And then you flip it in a minute. That made me
that made you
get ready, guys. That's what I'm saying.
I would say that the traits and characteristics of a love, like, okay, so you guys are probably thinking, what's a love? How do I identify myself as a love? What does a love look like? One of the first things that you will know if you're a love is you know how to give. You can't help giving.
Right.
Even when you're trying to sit on your hands, put your hands in your pocket, you literally, and you will give to everybody, anybody, without reserve.
Wow.
You will give the shirt off your back. You wear your heart on your sleeve.
Right.
You are, if people hurt you, you find it very hard to hold hatred in your heart. You smile quite a lot, loves. We smile a lot. We are very much people persons. Like, we love people.
Yeah.
We oh my gosh. One of the I don't know if it's maybe a negative, or I wouldn't say it's a negative, but one of the things that I noticed and I identified as a love was that we can give all day long, but we struggle to receive.
Yeah.
Loves struggle to receive, and we just love. We want to, like, you know, we want to talk to people, we want to be around people, and we just want to just love on people.
You just said something, and that is just 100% what you know love represents.
Yeah.
But there's other elements as well in terms of, like, some loves what they like in terms of, like,
Oh my gosh, all right. So another thing how you can identify loves. We love beautiful things. We love, like, we're very passionate. We like mirrors. That's a weird one, but most of the loves I've spoken to, they like mirrors.
Yeah.
We like sparkle. We like bling. We like things that are beautiful. We gravitate towards other loves.
Yeah.
And if two loves start talking, we talk for hours.
Yeah.
And hours.
I could testify
we
to
can
that.
testify.
Woo.
We've had some long conversations, and we bounce off each other.
Yeah.
You know, that energy that you get from a love. But another thing about loves is we always seem to attract hurt loves.
And this is a part that I just want to kind of, like, clarify now. Obviously, we're humans, and we're gonna get into our feelings sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes I can go way into my feelings.
Me too.
And do some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
really bad stuff.
I hear you.
But God is a good God.
He is a good God.
He's a forgiving God.
He is.
But sometimes out of hurt, you know, you can
act out. Yeah. Okay, so I believe that, you know, I believe we're all born loves. And I believe due to circumstances or people around you, or society even, or abuse or neglect, you can become a hurt love.
Absolutely.
And when I say a hurt love, it's more a case of you guard your heart, but you don't just guard it, you literally put Fort Knox around it.
Yeah.
Like, you put a wall
I
all
remember
around
you were
it. Yeah.
saying
That's kind of the characteristics of a hurt love.
Yeah.
They're very guarded, they're quite very protective of themselves. Whereas loves, even though we try to do that, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for us to keep people out.
Yeah.
It's very, I find it so difficult. Like, I'll be like, yep, I'm not letting no one else in. I'm not letting no one else get close to my heart. And yet still there I am, loving everybody.
Because you can't help it, because you're a love.
Yeah.
So is there hope for hurt loves?
100%. My daughter, and we've spoken about this so many times, my daughter is a hurt love.
Okay.
And she's, if you speak to a hurt love, sometimes they can be quite harsh when they speak, or they can be a bit cold when they speak. And it's not that they don't have love, it's just that they protect themselves quite fiercely with not letting their guard down, not letting people too close. And they will sit and watch you.
Yeah.
And they will not say anything. They're the person that won't be in the room being the loudest. Yeah, they will be.
You just reminded me of something.
Yeah.
Hurt loves assume things. They make assumptions. Can you just touch on that?
Okay, so
I'm just jumping because
It's
you're just
alright.
reminding me of so many things. Because I recognize that in myself.
Yeah.
I would come somewhere and I just watch and observe.
Yeah.
Until I feel safe.
Yeah. See, hurt loves will. They won't. They are gonna look at you from a stance of, I'm gonna not trust you until you give me a reason to trust you. Whereas loves will be like, I'm going to trust you until you give me a reason to not trust you. And we kind of just go quite, it's not that we're just airy-fairy, but it's that, we will assume, okay, everybody is going to hurt me, but I'm going to...
Right. And then I'm going to jump on that again.
Good.
Because you talked about, because sometimes I'm like that, and sometimes I'm like that.
Yeah.
So you said sometimes some people might have a higher percentage of love.
Yeah, so there are very few people who are 50-50, but you do have the 50-50s. You have the ones who are like almost split down the middle, and they can be 100% love, but then they can be 100%, and I say hate but hurt love. They could be like on that side of it,
right?
And it just depends which energy that they're in at the time. Whereas when you are a love, you kind of operate in that energy most of the time. Right. Yeah, I get angry. Yeah, I get upset, but I can't keep that energy. It doesn't have anywhere to stay. But it's some people just operate from that hurt place. They guard themselves all the time. When they make friends, they're guarded. When they go to new places, they're guarded. When they meet new people, they're quite guarded. They're quite, just keep you at a distance.
Yeah, and I totally get that, and I think it's partly to do with self-preservation and not 100%. Knowing about
it's their defense mechanism,
protection.
Yeah, it's an absolute defense protection mechanism that is in place, and I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. It's just different to how, and it's when you understand who you are.
Right.
And I think that's the journey for me. It was really understanding that I am just this way, because I couldn't understand why would I allow myself to get hurt but still keep giving, and allow myself to be rejected but still keep coming forward. And I was like, why am I like this, and why can't I give up on people, and why can't I just throw people in the bin?
Because that's just not in your nature.
It's just not. And if you want to know, like, how do you find a love, or who was a love? Jesus was a love. Jesus was the ultimate love. God is the ultimate love, but Jesus was love embodied in human flesh. And us as human beings, we have that kind of trait of God, of love. And when you accept Jesus Christ, you accept that role to be a love.
So I'm just gonna go there now, because I definitely love God with all my heart, mind, body, and soul. Yeah. But until I spoke to you the other day, I didn't realize I was loving with conditions. Yeah. I capped my love. Yeah. So I still thought like, I'm forgiven and I'm walking
so what
in love.
Are you? You know what you are. What
in terms of, am I love hurt?
Yeah.
I'm definitely a love hurt, and I'm learning how to let down my guard, let down my barriers. Yes. And because of my love hurt, you just swapped now. I'm meant to be interviewing you.
Yeah, but because it just makes it easier. That
do you see what she done?
Yeah, but it's helping people to...
You see what she done? I do that.
It's helping people to identify with, because I'm a love and you're a love hurt, or a hurt
I certainly am, but my hurt has caused me to hurt others.
Well, hurt people.
Right.
And we know that. And that's just one of those things. Yeah. Like, I've been hurt, but I don't really... Hurting people it doesn't make sense to my head.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense to mine. That's why I gravitate towards your kind of like percentage. Like,
so you're not going to be all the way over there.
I'm more in love. Yeah. Because like you said, you've got love all over your house. I have hearts everywhere.
We like hearts. Loves, we like hearts. And it's so weird, because I was looking on Instagram, and it was like, you can kind of identify people, because especially guys, they will wear t-shirts with hearts and stuff on it, believe it or not. And, like, they give and give and give, but they always attract. And you always say, oh, how do these... women always end up with these good guys? How do these good men end up with these bad women or vice versa? And it's like, it's because that energy, hurt loves or extreme hurt loves sometimes gravitate towards the healing nature, the natural healing nature of a love. We're very nurturing, we're very supportive, we can be very, encouraging.
100%. I totally get that. Now, I could talk to you because we're loves.
Yep.
Hurt love.
Yep.
We could talk forever.
Yep.
And the day, that's why I love this talk show. Because it gives me an opportunity to
be
chat. But I have to come off now. But I'd like you to just kind of like give people a final thought in terms of like, especially the hurt loves out there. Like what pearl of wisdom or a nugget would you give to a hurt love to kind of like just get back up and try again? And where can the viewers find out more about your content and just your teachings and your platforms and what you're putting out there? Because I'm a changed woman just because I started talking to you, and it's benefiting my whole household. they're in a good place at the moment.
Glory to God, for real. Okay, so kind of to summarize, I mean, I've kind of just given you guys really little tasters of, it's really an in-depth subject and there's so much more to it, and I really wish we could unpack it. But if you want to know more, I do a Zoom every Wednesday, 7:15, called Iron Sharpens Iron, and God just kind of gave me that vision to do that, because it was like having people like yourself who has so much wisdom that I can glean from you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no.
I received that.
Yeah, but iron sharpens iron. And, the concept of this love, hate, hurt loves, it's growing. And, I intend to write a book about it one day.
I think you should.
Yeah, I hope that God gives me that grace to be able to do that.
And where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Aundrea Nyle, Facebook at Aundrea Nyle, all the social platforms. I'm on, my music's on Spotify and all the music platforms. It's on all of them.
In a nutshell, we talked briefly on your last appearance on People of Power about how just music being your first love.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit more about, all of your, I don't know how to describe it, your creativity maybe?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been in music for a long time. I started singing when I was like age 5, and music has always been a part of my life. I think it was the one area where I had my confidence, and it was where I put my love. It's how I expressed my love. It's how I expressed myself. And I went on The Voice and did that.
I was so happy when I saw you on The Voice. I was like,
I know her. That's hilarious. And I mean, it was all. I really know now that was all strategic as a part of my growing, a part of understanding who I was as a musician, because I think that gave me the confidence.
But wait, you just run with it. Who turned their chair for you?
Oh, Team Tom. Boop boop. I was
that's
Sir
awesome.
Tom Jones. Yeah, it was a really fantastic experience, and I definitely gleaned what I needed to glean from it, as in, being in front of a camera or being, and singing in front of, I think the audience was like 10 million people, and it was really unnerving, but it was a wonderful experience, and that is where I kind of got my love of doing lives, and I got my love of doing, these kind of things, and
it all plays in together, really, doesn't it?
But then that's what I'm saying. When God downloaded who I am and what I am, everything made sense. My journey made sense. Even my pain made sense. And I would express my pain through my music. I would express my joy through my music. I would express my hurt through my music. And it was an outlet for me. And comeback was literally that. It was like I was coming back, and I'd put my crown down for a minute, and I'm like, hey, listen, I need to put my crown back on, and I need to be that queen that God called me to be. Do you know what I mean?
I love that. Even as you're talking, I just feel like God's presence, like, it's just so beautiful that.
But it's also for others, not just for myself, because I know that there's so many of of us out there who are in lockdown, who are going through really lethargic moments and those moments of being bored in the house. But it's understanding that even in the midst of that, you can find yourself and you can find your purpose. And just because you're locked down, it doesn't mean you're locked up.
That's right.
And that was when I became more open. You know, I became more open to God during lockdown. It
That's
was
so
amazing.
beautiful.
So for me, it's just like, yeah.
And your music does that.
Thank you.
It really does. Because when...
But I also want to make it, you know, like just do that. Like, you know, that energy.
That's what's needed. Get up and go. Because when you think about it, when I wasn't in the season of picking up my crown, I needed that energy to be like, what are you doing?
But can I just jump on that?
Jump on it.
The energy thing.
Yeah.
So when I did the track, I was in the zone. I mean, I was tingling from head to toe. I went in the booth and that whole energy, and that energy can be transferred onto your music. And that's why I say it's so important to be careful the music that you listen to.
Right.
You know, be careful what you let go into your spirit, because music is one of the mediums that goes in subconsciously.
Yeah.
And I make it my duty to put my love in my music. I make it my duty that love energy gets in my music. So when you play it in your living room, you feel the love, you feel the joy, you feel the peace, you feel the, you know, and that's really my goal.
Well, I'm looking forward to listening to more of your music. And there's been a couple of songs that I've heard before when you used to do Sassy Sunday on Facebook.
We've got more coming. I've got more coming.
Thank you.
There's so many more songs. I've been writing like a crazy woman.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I'd love to have that gift, but that's okay. I'll just listen to you. Give it to me. Rub it on me. I always say to people, rub your gift on me.
I don't know if you really want it though. Like, it comes with to whom much is given and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
well,
should I take it back?
No. Take it back. Give it to me. I'll go around rubbing on everybody. All right. We're gonna go on and talk a little bit more about loves and hurt loves.
I'm really excited to share this message, and I really, really want to let people understand, because it really is enlightening. When you understand who you are, you start to be able to walk in your purpose and your destiny.
Absolutely.
So much more, you know,
I
clearer
love
and concise. And it's knowing, like, even us being here, you know, big shout out to Adrienne, you know, like, for walking in her purpose. And
I love this studio.
Yeah, but it's full of love. She just has that energy. I remember when I first came here, it was like, you've got such a good energy. Like, you can literally feel the love in the room. I feel the love from you. And if we even gonna just touch on it, from when I was a little girl and I met you as a little girl, the one thing I remembered about you was the way I felt around you. And I felt that love from you. And being a child who was bullied and called names at school, to have that person that you remember whenever you were around them, you felt loved, you felt accepted, you felt safe. And to reconnect with you now, years later, it's just
so from God.
It is.
That's so from God.
And when you're on a love journey, you're gonna see how God is so strategic. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in chance. I believe in God incidences.
Absolutely.
And I know that you guys out there who are hearing this, I pray that this blesses you. I pray that I can really articulate what God wants me to let you guys know, and really unpack what He's downloaded in a way that's, you know, easy for people to get and understand. And I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about this journey.
I'm excited too.
And I'm so honoured to be on People of Power.
Oh, thank you, because you are a person of power. So thank you so much for just like logging in. If you received just anything, share it, go and implement it. If you need to be like me and go and sob because you're a bit of a hurt love, and go and repent and go and fix up all of the hurt you cause in the world, go fix up, yeah? It's all about repentance. We're not here to be nice and kind, you know. It's about getting right, yeah? So, you know, God is love, and because of that, love is the greatest commandment, and love covers over a multitude of sins. So if you've done wrong and you've hurt people, own your stuff, man, and go fix up. Aundrea, you're a love. And thank you so much. You're such a blessing.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
See you next time.